What's up, y'all? Polo Sports Talking Entertainment. Here again with another one. Be sure to hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member, and also hit the notifications so that you're able to get all of my content and as well as all of my videos. Now, in a recent interview with the Sporting News, Gary Payton uh, had a series of questions, and which you know he uh, he spoke about a number of things. Okay, uh, you know, he talked about, of course, his son, Gary Payton II, which he plays for the Golden State Warriors now, and um, he also he also spoke um, he also spoke on a number of things regarding his accomplishments, um, particularly the Defensive Player of the Year award. And as you know, for some of y'all that don't know, Gary Payton was the last guard to win the Defensive Player of the Year award, and that was in 1996. Okay, uh, you know, uh, and he had this to say. Okay, he said when asked, he said, "You were the last guard to win Defensive Player of the Year back in 1996. Do you think it's difficult to appreciate guard defense?" And he said, "Quote, yes, it is very difficult. I think that people don't do what I did. I used to sit down on people 94 feet and try to disrupt their offense because if I get a point guard and I disrupt him, I make him turn two or three times before he gets across half court. It takes a lot of time off the shot clock, and then they get into their offense with about 10 to 12 seconds left to go on the clock. That's not enough time to get into to an offense. We've got to understand, guys. I do not do that anymore. My son and I think Marcus Smart are probably the only two that really sit down on people from 94 feet and try to make it very, very difficult for guards to get into the offense. Okay. Um, and then when asked who would be his defensive player of the year, he chose Marcus Smart. Uh, then he said that who would be his five hardest players to guard today. He said Durant was being number one. Then he said Morant being number two, Luka Doncic being number three, Kyrie number four, and Jokic as the last. Okay, and this is coming from Gary Payton. Let me say something. Let me say something right now, okay? And of course, I got Luda Ryder in the building. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the homie Luda Ryder Sports. Me and him, we love these type of topics. Um, as you know, I love these type of topics because I think the game should be played exactly as how Gary Payton played it. But like I told people, okay, the guys that he mentioned, like Kevin Durant, the John Morant, who I've been talking about the whole entire season, and well, I haven't been talking about Luka that much, but I've been talking about Jokic. He named those guys as being very difficult to guard. He didn't name some of the other guys, not to take anything away from those guys, but that's who he sees in his eyes. You have to understand that Gary Payton was not just a good defender. He was a great defender, and more importantly, he was a tenacious defender. Okay, and guys, you have to understand. Going back to what he had first said initially, right? He said that the way. Well, you have to think that Gary Payton was thinking several steps ahead on defense, not just offense. He was thinking about, how much time on the clock that a guy takes off from dribbling the ball, and also you got to think and take into account that he was thinking about how much energy you know a guy really exerts by the time he reaches half court. Okay, um, look, I'm gonna um I'm gonna say this. All right, now we all know that Gary Payton also had a knack for trash talking. Okay, so if you throw the mental element involved in terms of what he brought to the game, as well as being able to get up under opponent's skin, then of course he pretty much had the total complete package, as well as being able to be a decent offensive player too as well. Now, did it take him a little while to you said NBA? Yeah, absolutely. Everybody goes at their own pace. Not everybody's gonna come in and have immediate impact, but when he got it, he got it. I've already done video. Well, I did one video on Gary Payton a while back. Now, uh, okay, Lou, you said, oh no, you said LeBron fans are gonna cry because he didn't pick him. Hey, he didn't pick LeBron. Because a lot of guys in the in that era, they really felt like LeBron wasn't really that hard of a guy to guard. Jordan has said it. Um, what's it called? Has said it. Uh, Dennis Rodman has said it. We can't freak out, and that's who he chose. And before I let Lou the Ryder go, I want to say this too. I don't think people appreciate the the masterpiece type of basketball that a guy like Jokic plays. Okay, I don't think they understand, and he chose Jokic. He chose a guy like Kevin Durant, and of course he's gonna choose those guys for their height. He's gonna choose Ja Morant because of his athleticism, and Luca. He's not fast. He's not quick by any means, but Luca can score. Go ahead, Luke. You got it.
I'm sorry, Polo, but Luca, if you really try to guard him good, he can't do shit. Cause when like Luca gets 6 points when they on defensive twist, like you get the weakest defender guarding him, and Luca does what he normally does. He bullies his way to the rim, trying to get calls, or he or either back his man down and get an easy bucket. To me, when you got a guy who really gonna try to guard him, and I keep on saying this, another superstar instead of running away from the challenge, you gotta get on Luca. Uh, yeah, Luca does get buckets on weaker defenders. If you put a great defender on him, he can't do nothing.
Okay, so what about Ja Morant?
Nobody can't guard that boy right now. His quickness, his athleticism.
Mm.
I'm surprised if he didn't get injured right now, he'd probably be top two MVP voting. Cause you see when that boy is 100% healthy, Ain't nobody gonna stop him from getting to the rim. Ain't nobody gonna stop him from pulling up on you. Cause wait till you get that wet jumper, Polo.
Mhm.
He's still young. Just wait till he get that wet jumper. He gonna be unstoppable.
Well, I mean, he's coming along, and he's back. You know, he's back. He just didn't play. You know, they rested the starters, but he's back.
Imagine him having a jumper like Kawhi right now. Cause you know Kawhi mid range is dangerous. If he imagine him thinking, oh, he can't, Durant, all he gonna do is try to get to the rim. No, when he pull up again and get better,
Mhm.
he ain't nobody gonna stop him.
Nah, that's facts. I mean, it's coming. He's coming along. You know, a lot better. I mean, he's made a significant change. That's one of the knocks that they
Yeah, I
said.
know this off. Yeah, you can tell this offseason he did work on his 3-point shooting.
Yeah, you know, but you know, it takes time. And me myself personally, I don't want him to change. I mean, look at D Rose. He wasn't the best shooter, but he had a knack for getting to the rim, and over time, he got better.
But he but think about it, Polo. And Westbrook was kind of like that when he first started out too.
Yeah.
They people say, "Hey man, you need to work on the jumper, because that athleticism gonna go away." And I think Durant knows that he gotta have a jumper when he get in his like early 30s, late 20s, something like that.
Hmm. Well, you know, you had to realize, man, Lou, them guys like John Morant, Russell Westbrook, uh, Derrick Rose, guys like that, they jump so high that sometimes it can be difficult for them to shoot. People that jump really, really extremely high. See, that's what was up with Jordan. Remember Jordan? He had like a spotty little jumper when he came in. It wasn't terrible, but he wasn't consistent with it. But you know, he just worked on it, and over time he became a master at the mid range. But I could see a guy like Gary Payton kind of neutralizing a guy like John Moran. Not necessarily putting the clamps on him, but kind of getting into his head. Because you know, hey Lou, Gary Payton would get in your psyche. He got in Michael Jordan's psyche. Remember, that's what we were talking about with Wilt. That's why. That's part of the reason why Jordan was shooting poorly because he was getting all in Jordan's head, man.
Yeah. And Jordan, and after the NBA Finals, they came back a couple weeks later, and Jordan put 45 on them in the regular season.
Yeah, he felt some type of way.
Because George Carl said, "Oh, all you do is shoot mid-range jumpers. You can't do nothing else." He said, "Really? Okay."
But see that. Hey, why it always be like that though, Lou? Why does it always be like Jordan? Like he'll let you get him the first time, but then that they come back the second time. Remember he did that against the guy that played for the Washington Bullets. Then he did that, you know, of course against you know, when he played AI again. Then he did that. I'm trying to think of some other. Well, of course he did
Mark
that.
Jackson,
Yeah, Mark Jackson, Jerry Stackhouse.
Nebraska Smith,
Yeah,
like he
well,
used that as motivation. Like, okay, got me that one time. Wait till next time. Wait till
I mean he did it with the Dream Team. They came in there with the young college kids, you know, with Weber and all them. They blew them out the you know, the game. Chuck Daly ended the game. Came back the very next time. What was it? It was Jordan just on their ass.
yeah, like when you, hey Jordan tried to Jordan like this. Hey, don't push my buttons. You won't. I won't do anything to you. But when you do push my buttons,
Hmm.
watch out. Cause remember when J.R. Roddick, Kevin Garnett was up there talking because they beating the Bulls. He
Hmm.
and J.R. Roddick told him, "Shut up, man. That he young. He don't know what he's saying." Riley told Jordan came back. They was like, I'm sorry, dog. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I didn't mean to.
Now you want to apologize. Hey, speaking of your Bulls, Lou, I know you're gonna be upset at me, man. I know you probably heard me earlier, man. I picked the Milwaukee Bucks sweeping them, man.
I wouldn't be surprised because they swept us this regular season.
But, but you know the only reason why I picked them is okay. Look, if they do get a game, it'll be one. But they need Lonzo Ball, man.
No, bro.
You don't think so?
So basically, around the ball gonna shut down Giannis that whole series, huh?
Mm-mm, not at all.
Because
Giannis,
I think what's gonna happen. I think Giannis gonna average like 38 to 40 points in that series. Because we don't got no rim protection. Hopefully, in the draft, we can take care of that and pick Marvin Williams from Duke. And I think DeRozan's gonna probably average like 29, 30 points. He gonna do all he can to try to help that team win the game in the series. But I think we're gonna end up losing close games because every time we get in the close game with Milwaukee, we seem to blow it in the end.
right? What's y'all's record against Miami? I mean, I'm talking about that against Milwaukee
0-4.
or okay, which is a big bulk, which is a big bulk against big bulk of the teams that they were unable to eclipse. But why? See, this is another thing, Lou. While everybody's talking shit about Chicago and saying, "Oh yeah, well they barely beaten any elite teams," we're not too shy. We're not too great up at beating elite teams ourselves. If you look at our record, so think
I
about it.
think the problem gonna be in our series, Polo. We're gonna probably get out rebounded in the series. I think Giannis, Lopez, Milton gonna have a big series.
Yeah, size is going to be hurting. Vucevic. I mean, regardless of what anybody want to say, Lou, he's doing what he can, but then so it's not going to be it's not going to be
This series gonna be like that Atlanta Magic series in the bubble when Milwaukee took on the Orlando Magic. I think it's gonna be just like this.
that that's going to be complete dominance.
Don't forget, Orlando Magic won one game in that series, and after that, Milwaukee just dominating them though.
Exactly, and it's also going to come down to it's going to be interesting to see what Billy Donovan is going to do. Now, you think Billy Donovan gone after this?
But what he did this year to get them to the playoffs and get them to like a number 6 seed and almost close to the number 1 seed, he's gonna probably be back this year.
He got to get it done next year.
Like I said, I wish we had Mike Brown.
Man, what is the deal, man? You really want Mike Brown, man? I'm surprised. I'm surprised you ain't throw Mark Jackson as much as it's been surfacing.
So, about this whole Mark Jackson going to the Lakers thing,
Mm-hmm. What about it?
LeBron thinks LeBron thinks having Mark Jackson is gonna be like having creating the Golden State Warriors once again. But the problem is LeBron willing to run Mark Jackson's system and play more in the post, or is he just going to want to play LeBron James system?
That's what I was saying earlier in the earlier live when I was talking about Mark Jackson, Luke. in order for it to work, well, first and foremost, we got to see if them guys, if LeBron gonna even come, because you heard about it. He's leaning on probably not even coming back. You know what I'm saying? He's not 100% sure. And then
If he
another thing,
get Mark, if Mark Jackson end up becoming the head coach, of course he's gonna come back and play for him.
but see that, and if that happens, Lou, like I said in my previous video, it's gonna be a tug of war. It's gonna be a power struggle. Mark Jackson gotta have he LeBron gonna have to take a back seat, and that's probably not. Because he's got to have complete control. Mark, I think if anybody he'll listen to it is Mark Jackson. Don't forget, Lou, before he stopped coaching in 2014, they lost in the first round, but their record was 51-31 that year before he
Well, Brooklyn playing like a playoff team right now. I guess sleepwalking over with now.
stopped. Yeah, man. I said I was gonna do the plan, but unfortunately, man, I'm still out here taking care of business, man. But I think I look, I'm not gonna still go on sleep. That pressure is still on Brooklyn.
Yeah,
It's just the first quarter.
Like Ticket said, Brooklyn been sleepwalking the whole regular season, not taking games seriously. They waiting for a chance to get in the playoffs. And
Mm,
right now they up 23-14 on
yeah,
Cleveland.
yeah, man. It's still the first quarter though. It's still the first quarter, man. And like I said, the pressure is on Brooklyn. It's not on Cleveland.
Be honest with you, I would just go ahead and let Kyrie Irving go out there and put up 40 to 50 points because every time he does that, they win. When Kevin
Hmm.
Durant does that, they lose.
They gotta quit worrying about scoring. Because this is what I want to ask you, Luke. What if okay, because they're planning on playing Ben Simmons if he gets when he gets all good and everything, man. How you think that's gonna work out? They talk about playing them limited minutes.
Well, I think that sucker wasn't even hurt in the first place.
Hmm.
Talking about, my back hurts all of a sudden. I'm like, man,
So you thinking like he was bullshit?
hell yeah.
Because I mean he got the shot, man. He took an epidural, dude. He ain't just gonna he ain't just gonna put epidural in his back for something that don't hurt that bad.
If he
Or
comes
you
out to go out there and lock down Tatum in that series, then you know something. I'm like, what the hell? Because if they do end up playing Boston in the next round, and Simmons is on Tatum, and Tatum can't do nothing against Simmons, then you know something ain't right.
what's up, Jake Michael? Okay, you say Gary got a good point, but people want to use Gary as a tool and say he hating on this generation of the NBA, but dude,
Man, the defense this year sucks.
He's not the only one that feels that way, Jake Michael. I mean, you see Luke, who I got up in here, man. He feels some type of way. I wish they would pick up guys 94 feet more often, like Gary Payton did. But the the
They
reality
need
of
to
that,
bring back. They need to bring back can check in the NBA.
they were head checking.
I like to see if they brought back can checking and can't went back to what defense was back in the day. How good these players really be.
Right,
Cause imagine Steph Curry getting knocked around every time he runs around.
that'd be crazy.
Imagine not the lane not wide open no more.
Yeah, you would have to see. You would see a lot more back to the basket. It's not what it used to be when we grew up, Polo. Of course not. Absolutely not, man. Now don't
It's a
get me.
damn
Oh, my fault, Lou.
it's a it's a damn shame that nobody don't know how to do got post game in the league no more.
Right. Fact. You said people used to knock each other, and also fans saying "I hate you." Imagine social media back when Jordan Jordan would get canceled. No, I don't think you canceled, but what's up with it, Celtics Nation? Hey, no, going back to what Lou said, yeah, there would be a lot more back to the basket game, and a lot of people would have to utilize their footwork and techniques in the post a lot.
I'm telling you, half the guys who are playing in the league right now would not be in the league because of the defense they had back in the day. Like James Harden will be so miserable he couldn't do his all whole lot of certain things he does on the court right now.
Hmm.
You gonna do a little step back, man? I knock your ass out.
Right,
Try that step back against Dennis Rodman. See what happens.
not gonna happen. And some guys are savage, like Bruce Bowen, Lou. They'll try to take your feet out.
And that
Like
rule right there, and that rule right there is ridiculous.
what rule?
Like players right now, I was trying to get that call and trying to get that flagrant foul. Cause players are acting like they they know how to land. Talking about you need to give them place to land. No, these players see they feet under another superstar. They know what they're doing when they're trying to land.
Right.
You cannot tell me you did not try to act step on the dude's foot so you can get a call so you can get that flagrant one, a flagrant two, and get that player teed up and thrown out the game.
I think it's a dirty play. Like because I often think about how you feel about this type. Well, we're talking about it right now, Randall Sam. But hold on. Okay, hold on, Lou. Let's answer this right here. He said, "Do you think LeBron will fit in the early '90s?" And we really need to be talking about the '80s. But the '90s weren't really that physical to me. It was the '80s. You could ask Lou. NBA Polo, will we be enchantment talent? Jordan will take his place no matter what. LeBron wouldn't be he wouldn't be like he'd be like a power forward because you have to have skill. You know what I'm saying? And he got athleticism and raw athleticism and everything, but in terms of his actual skill, that's why what's the name said that he was the most skilled player that he ever played against. Kenny Smith said that Michael Jordan was the most skilled player that he ever played against.
He said he was the most fundamental player in NBA.
Fundamentally, player that he played in the NBA. I mean, fundamentally skilled. He still has
Like
skill though.
really, if he was in the '90s, you probably see LeBron James more in the post and more in the mid-range jumper instead of trying him on. bully his way to the basket. It's kind of like it'd be like kind of like what Karl Malone was when he played for Utah Jazz. If he had a point guard like John Stockton, he probably get a whole lot of points in the pick and roll. Remember, um, and 35% was was probably what the one it back in the day. 35% was like, hey, you one of the best 3-point shooters in the league. Remember?
Yeah, that's like 40% now. That's like today's 40%.
And Steph Curry to me in the NBA back in the day would probably be what his daddy was a specialist.
Yeah, because they weren't doing that as much dribbling. That you know, guys were guys that were specialists. They were running off the screen like Reggie Miller. You said agreed, like 40% today. Yeah, exactly, exactly. And they weren't
Like
gonna just
they talking about the reason why they made the rule changes because they wasn't scoring enough points in games. People wasn't they said rating was going down because people wasn't scoring enough points. That's bullshit. Me, the game will probably be like real faster because people will probably try to adapt that Los Angeles Lakers type of offense where you're trying to go up and down the court, up and
yeah,
down the court,
you trying to
and
beat them to basket.
because every team try to adapt that offense in their system. Some if you had the players, it worked. If you didn't have players, it didn't work. Now I'm surprised that teams didn't run more of that triangle offense when you saw the Bulls winning championships that way.
I think there were a couple of there were some teams like Utah. They didn't run the triangle, but they tried to run a variation of what Chicago was trying to do. And I'm trying to think of another team that was trying to do like a variation of the triangle offense too, because that's pretty much what it is. It's a flex. It's a flex offense, Lou. So you had
That's why
several different.
that's why I was gonna go my thing the other day, and
Mhm.
I said this: LeBron James cannot be in that triangle offense. He cannot do what Jordan did in that triangle offense. He probably had to be like Pippen in that offense.
Hey, and Randy Sam, this is Lou the writer, by the way. His name Lou. He said, I don't know how you feel about this, Apollo and Lou. Do you think we in a soft era, meaning,
Hell yeah, when the software.
yeah, I already knew what Lou was gonna say. Or are we just changing with the times?
When you see a team when you see a low level 500 team putting up 75 points in the first half, that's a problem.
Right. What's up, Florian? Well, I mean, we'll have to see what happens, buddy. That's We're not talking about that right now, but we'll have to see what happens. I'm
Oh,
already what?
yep, it's 40-20.
I know. Hey, Lou. I know you're excited, man.
Excited about what?
Because
I'm like,
you
Polo, I'm
wanted
not
Durant to
surprised.
win.
I'm not,
You said you wanted Durant to win the championship. Though.
that was last year because I was mad at,
Lou, come on, man. You can't change up now.
no, remember Polo, remember last year I was pissed off at how Emilio was treating Kyrie and Durant.
Right? Yeah, yeah. I remember.
I wanted them to win last.
Hold on one second, Lou. I don't understand. Yeah, I'm driving, but I'm all right. Hey, look, okay. Now I don't understand, Florian. You act like you want us to lose? You're supposed to be a Sixers fan.
Paul, I tell you like this right now. If Brooklyn played Boston in the first round of the playoffs, and Brooklyn in the I'm gonna be right once again about True the King Boston Celtics. I'm just trying to prove a point.
Shit. Oh shit!
Like
But guess what? Go ahead, go ahead. I want to hear this. I want to hear this shit.
like I told True, yeah, your team's doing good, but it's not their time yet. It's not their time yet. Can't, like you can get. I understand you getting hyped and excited about what the Boston doing, but it's not their time yet. You still got Durant, you still got Irving, you still got LeBron, you still got the superstars of the of the 2003 2005 guys. Those guys are still great. It just when it's not Boston time yet. When Boston time comes, they gonna go on the run. I'm just trying to prove a point because he did this with his New England Patriots, and look how that ended up, Polo. I'm not trying to be mean to True. I'm just trying to prove a point.
Check this out, Lou. You know, I disagree with you. I don't want you thinking I disagree with you. Like I don't understand. I understand what you're saying, but I I agree with you. But the only thing that I don't agree with him, I would say, is if he said, because I think I asked him, so I don't think he said that. But remember, you were saying that they were going to sweep the whole playoff, and that right there, that's not happening. But Boston is a force to be reckoned with. But another thing, there's a big but. They gotta have a healthy Robert Williams down the stretch, man. And Robert Williams was a big key to their success. Believe it or not. I don't think people understand that.
Yeah, that's true, but you want to see.
Wait, is NBA tonight? Yes, man. It's the play-in. Come on, where you at? Come on, Jake. Where you at, brother? Yeah, man. We got two games going tonight. I might be able to do the second game. I really wanted to do this game right here.
Well, I ain't trying
All
to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean to True, Polo. I'm just trying to prove a point. Like
Lou, Lou, you savage, bro.
Hey, Lou love to say I told you so.
Cause every time, cause Polo, how many times I've been right so far since you know me? I've been
No. You was wrong on your 49ers. You were wrong about your own damn team, man. The whole damn team.
no Polo. I said Polo when they was on that losing streak. I said, and I looked at the schedule. I still looked at the schedule. I said, oh, we can win this game, that game, and make the playoffs. I did not vision them going deep in making that deep playoff run.
Uh-huh. And then, what about Coach K?
Be honest with you, Polo, I was kind of surprised North Carolina came out with that victory.
Right.
But the hold on, man.
What you say, Luke?
Ooh, I guess Cleveland making their comeback 42-29 now.
Yeah, don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep on Cleveland, man. They might not have Allen, but
Be honest with you, being that it's 42-49, Kevin Durant needs to get in the post and start doing work down there. This is the quarter. This is the quarter where Kevin Durant needs to go to work.
I think he. I don't know, Luke. I don't know about that. I think he needs to be on cruise control. That's just my personal opinion. Because I don't want nothing. I don't want a situation to happen where Kevin Durant ends up getting hurt.
Remember when the playoffs started. Remember when the playoffs started. Half his points was coming in the post because he was unstoppable. Cause remember he was going against your boy from play for Miami right now, PJ Tucker.
Right? Yeah. PJ Tucker was making it so difficult for him.
Not difficult enough. He still putting up buckets.
Okay, so let me ask you this then, Luke. We have not. Nobody has talked about it, man. What do you see Miami? You don't have no faith in Miami, man?
I can't believe they are the number one seed.
Why not? They've been tremendous on defense, man.
Let's go back who they play. Like in the past, the one of who Atlanta probably in the Atlanta round.
Mm-hmm. And
Then
who you
then they
taking
gonna
out of
probably
Atlanta? So you got Atlanta.
yeah, because Charlotte, well, like Charlotte had a great year, but I think Atlanta, who's been actually been through something like that.
Yeah, goddamn, Lou, you already counting. Come on, man. You don't want to give no optimism to Lamelo Ball at all.
And about optimism, it's about who players. Atlanta understands what it takes to remember that playoff. You got Nate McMillan versus a rookie. I think what a second or third year coach. Nate McMillan got more experience in these type of games.
Yeah, second year. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a good point. They've already been there, so they've had a taste of what it's like. But I
Like
still
I
don't
said,
trust.
I think Miami's gonna win that first round. It's the second round series. I think they're gonna end up playing probably the winner of Brooklyn and Boston.
Yeah, it'd be the winner because if Miami plays the 9 and 10 one or the 9 and 10 loser, I think. Am I right, Luke? I had a
If
good.
I if I'm right, I think I think Miami could probably lose the second round of the playoffs. That's how I feel. I think
What?
whoever they play,
Damn.
like you think Jimmy Butler is gonna actually go out there and put up 29, 30 points in second round?
But see, that's the thing, Louis. They don't just got Jimmy Butler, man. They got other guys on there, man. They got.
And imagine them trying to run that zone defense against Brooklyn, and you got Durant,
Ooh,
Irvin,
yeah,
Curry,
yeah,
Patty Mills lighting up
Ooh.
from the outside.
Yeah. Ben Simmons, now fuck. Uh,
You got basically you got four knockdown shooters. You gonna try to run a zone defense against that, and you got guys you got a Brooklyn team who shoots over like you got four guys shoot over close to 38 to 40%.
right. That's a
Like,
good
don't get me
point.
wrong. I think Miami gonna give Brooklyn a give Brooklyn a battle. It just you can't run zone the whole game, not thinking that Brooklyn's gonna knock down shots.
Who's gonna stop Bam? Who's gonna stop Tyler Hero? Who's gonna be able to contain what's his name? Kyle Lowry. Because Kyle Lowry can shoot too. Kyle Lowry
Do
shoots
you actually
30.
do you actually think Miami can outscore Brooklyn?
Yeah, I really think that they can, though. Because check this out, they're not. They can score. Miami can score, and then they shoot. I don't have it in front of me, but I know they shoot pretty good as a team. And then this is another thing too, Lou. Just another thing that's gonna ultimately kill them. I'm gonna put the icing on the cake for your ass right now. Guess what's gonna be the determining factor of all them games when you play against Miami? They got the number one scoring bench in the league right at 40.7. I looked that up the other day. They're deep. They're deeper than what you think.
Yeah, you're right. They probably like I'm thinking about the defensive matchup. They probably had PJ Tucker on Kevin Durant, and they probably try to put Jimmy Butler on Kyrie Irving. With I don't
Oh,
think Butler can lock down Kyrie Irving.
not at all. Nah, because Butler's been kind of hurt, but see, damn, trying to think, man. I feel like I'm missing somebody, man. Uh,
I
but
think Ben Simmons will play this series.
what? Against Miami,
Yeah.
man, that would be, man. I would love to see that, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I know I talked a lot about Ben Simmons, and I was saying a lot of stuff, but I'm anxious to see what it's gonna look like, man. And then on top of that, him being thrown in the middle, him being thrown in the playoffs, like, how is that gonna work out?
Now, the thing you ask is how the hell you gonna stop Ben Simmons in the post? Because if you worry about Kevin, KD, and Kyrie getting off, and you see Ben Simmons got a little mismatch in the post, he gonna take those shots. Because remember, Ben Simmons is 6'10". He does got a little bit of post moves. He can get buckets like that.
I mean, yeah, but he could be very. He still got a lot to work out. He still got a lot to work on in terms of his skill and his craftiness around the rim at times. Because his decision making. You remember Lou when he didn't want to take the layup? Him and Middleton, they were notorious for that, passing the ball right at the rim. Come on, man, just jump up and dunk that motherfucker.
the difference between that KD, I think he gonna try to get buckets down the post to show KD and Irving that he can't play with them.
But I didn't think about something no either, Lou. I failed to mention Claxton, LaMarcus Aldridge, some of those other guys. Man, they
Yeah,
I don't know. They might.
everybody really forgetting about LaMarcus. LaMarcus can easily in that zone easily get hit those mid range jumpers to make it hard on Miami.
Right. Okay. So let, let me ask you this though, Lou. Now I want to hear your answer on this because I didn't hear this shit. Who you got out of the Clippers in Minnesota?
Clippers,
Oh, you going with the Clips?
hey, you got Paul George and they and
North
you got guys.
Miles? Miles?
You got Paul George, Norman Powell, Reggie Jackson. Like you got guys who can get buckets on that Clippers team, and I don't think Minnesota got enough. Yeah, you got Edwards, you got Carl Anthony Towns, but really help those brothers out.
I'm going with Minnesota, man. And look, I like what the Clips have been doing, man. But something tells me, man, nobody gonna be able to stop Carl Anthony Towns, man. I think the only person that's gonna be willing to give him any sort of trouble is the number 55 guy. I always forget his name. Hart something. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Hardison, something like that. But Zubac, I don't think he can keep up with Carl Anthony Towns. And don't forget they got Patrick Beverly who's playing with a chip on his shoulder.
Okay, Beverly will be on Reggie Jackson. Who gonna um who gonna guard Paul George? It,
Combination of several different people.
I
But
think
they
I
got
think Zubac is gonna get a double in the game.
yeah, he might. Zubac can score, he can rebound, and a lot of people don't know, man. Zubac can play defense too. He's a decent rim protector.
And you forget about that. Somebody gonna. I'm telling you, if you one ball for the Clippers zone and knock down that corner 3-point shot, it's over.
Okay, Dallas and Utah.
I'm sorry, but I can't trust Utah. I gotta go with Dallas.
I thought you were gonna say you couldn't trust Luca because Luca's been he done had a calf strain.
It's like this, man. Like Dallas, I think Utah gonna get big lead, but they're gonna blow it at the end.
Or you think Quinn Snyder and Donovan Mitchell and all them gonna do what they do every year?
Like I love Donovan. I like Donovan because of where he played at. I think he's a good NBA player. I think Donovan sometimes plays selfish basketball.
You finally realized
I think the whole stardom is starting to get in his head now. He needs to start using his teammates more.
Lou, this is what I told everybody, and nobody has mentioned this except I think I haven't heard anybody mention this except for myself. The biggest loss that Utah experienced was losing Joe Angles.
Yeah.
He brought so much to that team. He probably didn't have the prettiest game, but he brought defense and he was a shooter. He could score the rock. He was a reliable shooter. Don't forget, he was averaging double figures, Luke, and shooting well above 35% for three.
Who Denver play in the first round?
Denver is playing Memphis, right?
Mm. They're gonna probably go on 5 games.
Memphis is going to surprise a lot of people. They're going to surprise a lot of people. Yeah, because Memphis. Yeah, Memphis. No, 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 no. That Memphis got to play the 7 seed. I'm sorry about that, Luke. Memphis plays Golden State. I'm tripping. I mean, Denver plays Golden State. Sorry about that. They play the winner out of Minnesota and the Clippers. Sorry about that.
The thing about Golden State is you can never sleep on them because they do have playoff experience. Now you got first time what 2 years you got Thompson and Curry both playing together in the playoffs.
Right. Man, let me ask you. Okay, Lou. Now check this out, bro. If Golden State loses, man, do you feel like they should really address uh, Clay Thompson's role, or start making some moves or whatever? And because Poole is playing. Poole is playing for that money, man. This this is the contract for year for him.
I
He
think they're
get
gonna start. I think they're gonna start addressing Damon Green's role on the team now.
say so.
I believe so. He got that little back issue, and I think they. I wouldn't be surprised if they look to see if they can trade him this offseason.
But he's actually, but Lou, he's actually over the last couple games, man. He's done somewhat decent though. He wasn't playing like he was. I up and down, but I think people are giving Clay Thompson a pass because of how long he's been out and the type of injury.
Yeah, yeah. But ain't no way in hell they're gonna trade. They're gonna get rid of Clay Thompson. That'd be the last thing they do.
I think honestly, if they got rid of anybody, I think it would be Looney. Because I think what they're looking at it like, and this is my opinion, like Wiseman, if Wiseman was healthy, man, Wiseman would be doing so much better. And I think they're looking at, okay, when Wiseman comes back, think about what could potentially arise, and think about, okay, they're going to start to bring in, they're going to usher in the new generation now of Golden State, where, where the Steph and the Splash Brother era is starting to come to a close. Even though they're still ranked number one in defense. People got to realize that. I'm glad Hitman X he pointed that out. They still got the number one ranked defensive
Okay, if the Lakers do try to trade LeBron to the Golden State Warriors, if I'm the
Oh
Lakers, I will act.
Lord, don't say that, Lou. I do not want to see that shit.
If I'm the Lakers, I'm asking for Poole, Wiggins, and the center. Or if I can't get Wiggins, I want Klay Thompson.
Man, I hope that doesn't happen, Lou. I, man, I hope this is not. I hope that don't take place. I don't see that happen. LeBron and Golden State. Can you fucking imagine that shit, man?
Man, Kyrie Irving is 9 for 9 from the field and 2 for 2 from the free throw line with 20 points at halftime.
I'm playing.
Like I said, Polo, when Kyrie is on like that, he's unstoppable.
Yeah, man. Still got other games to go though, man. It don't get easier from here. Everybody's gunning for this.
That's why I said what I said about. I was like, yeah, like people getting on Brooklyn in the regular season, but playoff time, Kyrie and Kevin Durant told two totally different guys.
They're two different animals. I just hope, Lou, man. Yeah, never mind. I'm not even gonna mention. I'm not even gonna mention it. But I think you know where I'm going with what I'm about to say. I just hope, and then you fill in the blank, because I don't want to put it out in the universe. And then next thing you know, guess what? Change of events.
Injury.
Exactly. I don't want none of that shit happening to nobody this year.
That's what I'm saying, Polo. Like, I'm getting sick and tired of people trying to use that injury excuse. I don't want nobody to get injured in the playoffs. I want everybody to play their full game.
I mean, look, they don't even respect Giannis's championship. That's why I push for people to continue to talk about Giannis, because this guy, you can't help who you got in front of you. You act like Giannis said, okay, yeah, man, give me Phoenix, or give me a hurt Brooklyn, or give me this team. Nah, he beat whoever was in front of him. But if he would have lost, Lou, guess what? We wouldn't even be having this discussion. They be saying, Giannis, man, that's all he is, regular season play. Or, man, he can't never get over the hump. You can't win with nobody, man.
I really want to see that Brooklyn and Milwaukee series again in the playoffs. But remember, we've been having an argument about the whole Brooklyn Milwaukee situation. I want to see it again in the playoffs, see what happens again this year.
Hell yeah. And look, hey, Luke, how much you want to bet this? I put money on this. I bet you anything. If they, let's say, Milwaukee end up winning, right? I bet you they'll be like, oh, well, they didn't have James Harden.
No.
They'll try to use some shit like that. Oh well, they didn't have a big three. They didn't have this person. They'll try to use any motherfucking argument. Nah, James Harden went to Philly, man. They didn't have the same team. Oh, this guy didn't have no chemistry. I guarantee you, I'm ready for it. I'm gonna shut it down, Lou. I'll be back a little later, bro.
All right.